All right, how's everyone doing? Sorry, it's kind of dirty. I ground up some corn today. So today I'm gonna show you how I nixtamalize corn for corn tortillas, tortilla chips. Honestly, you should be doing this probably for every way you eat corn or cornmeal, just because it actually improves the nutrition quality, which people have known for thousands of years, but that's beyond the point. I just wanna show you how I use corn and just why I grow it. A lot of people don't know why I grow corn, and this is the reason. It's a huge staple. It should be part of your staple because you can grow a lot of it for the space compared to wheat and other cereal grains. So yeah, stick with me. Okay, so for this, I'm using some whole blue corn, organic blue corn that I bought from Azure Standard a long time ago. I knew I wanted to kind of start making grits and stuff with my own corn. So I bought a 25-pound bag and it's lasted me forever. I just ground up some today, but it takes a little bit of work because, as you can tell, this is what I use today, hand grinder. You can add a motor, but that's beyond the point. This corn, it's pretty good. Definitely, everyone loves Azure Standard. For organic, you got to expect a few weevil holes and stuff, but I haven't seen any. But to be sure, I still use dry ice, and I kind of gas this out to make sure there's no friends being shipped with me. But yeah, so I'm gonna get about 16 ounces of this corn, and I'll show you what I do. Okay, this is what a pound of corn looks like. Just to give you any reference for how many tortillas or tortilla chips it makes. Obviously, if you look at a typical bag of tortilla chips at the store, I think it's about 14, close to a pound. It's about 14 ounces. So this should make about a bag of tortilla chips.
All right, so in this clip, I'm just showing that I'm using a lodge with an enameled coating on the inside. It's very important that you have the non-aluminum pot. Here I'm washing the corn. It's really important to do this. It helps get rid of any dust or debris or any insects that might have been living in the corn. After the corn is washed, I am now added it back to the pot, and I'm now filling it with water about a couple inches. You can see the corn start floating. Usually you want to remove the corn that floats, as it's not as good. I also measured out about 1% of pickling lime or calcium hydroxide, in which I add back into the pot with the corn and the water. Alright, after we have mixed up the pickling lime within the water, I now have raised the temperature a little above medium. As you can see, I'm also removing the floating kernels that I talked about earlier and throwing them in the trash. These ones looked a little bit old and rotten, or just had like they've been eaten. I did end up finding some weevils in my grain, so I had to refreeze my whole bucket full in the basement, but I was shocked the dry ice didn't kill all the eggs.
All right, as you can see, it is now at a rolling boil. So from here, I'm going to mix it again. And then let it kind of sit at a simmer, a low simmer, turn it down to medium, and cover it, at least partly. I'll leave a little bit for air. We're at medium, and then cook this like this for about between, they say 40 to an hour. I'm gonna do 50 and check it in the morning, and I'll see you guys then. All right, these have been cooking for about 40 minutes, so I got a little paper towel and I'm gonna try to crush it with a fork. You crush with a fork, pretty easy. So yeah, so I'm gonna let it sit on the counter and call that good. Here's the corn, about close to 10 hours later. All we got to do now is soak it, or not soak it, but rinse it and wash off the skins. And then you're free to start grinding it up or blending it in a food processor and preparing it the way you want it. All right, now we have the bowl of washed and relatively washed and de-skinned corn. And now, like I said, we're gonna go and start grinding it up. I want to experiment and see if the blender does a good job turning this into masa, but if not, I'm perfectly fine grinding it by hand.
These grapes are good.
Sweet.
Yep.
I don't think it likes it.
So as you can see, the blender did not work. It wanted to, but it was just too hard on this little Ninja blender. The gears were really struggling to get through the Play-Doh like consistency, didn't really grind up all the corn, and it just was interesting. So it could have probably worked, but it just would have been a little crunchy. I didn't want to destroy the blender and the gears, so I call it a fail. After adding a few pinches of salt and kind of kneading it all in to make a big Play-Doh ball, I decided to start rolling it out and pressing it in my tortilla press. I used a cut up sandwich bag to help me press it and not have it get stuck to the metal. In some instances, you see I kind of press it too hard or make the ball too big, but I just try to take a little bit between my fingers and roll it up into a little ball and press it and then add it to the pile and cut it. If I could do this again, I would separate the tortillas because they did end up sticking together and it was a pain to take them apart to cut them.
My job fires.
I'm going to be an influencer.